So, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Hi, Zoya. What's up? How are you feeling?
Good, much better.
Much better. So, I'm very excited today because we have two new guests. I was actually kind of getting bored with Costa Belupasta. So,
I can't wait for them to hear that.
so yeah, I think two new people, especially people with extensive experience. I'm really excited. I've worked with both of them personally, and I had a fantastic personal and professional relationship with both of them. Very happy to welcome Meenu ma'am. Meenu ma'am, say hi to the
Hi.
camera.
Hi.
So Meenu ma'am has fantastic experience both at an Indian university, Kriya University, and as a high school counselor at Sanskriti School. I have learned a lot under her guidance, and I continue to work with her. And the second guest for today, Megha. Megha has been a fantastic leader at Rock, and she has extensive experience as a university representative with universities like York, Brock, and she is the flag bearer of collaboration, which is a very important conversation for today because I think as counselors, as people in this industry, we want to talk about collaboration much more than is being currently talked about. And since these conversations are about unfiltered, real talk, we thought why not have you both here as guests so that we can actually start talking about important things. So, what says Zoya?
Well, let's get started.
So, Meenu ma'am, I think I would like to start with you. I mean, for me, I think it's been a different journey going to a school and working with a school now as an IEC earlier. How has it been for you? You have worked with a school and then with a university. I want to hear all about your experience.
So, as a career college counselor, in the school, it was a very good journey, and I saw an evolution and change in the entire perspective of career and college counseling. Because 96, when career counseling was not in place and nobody was aware of it, to this point when even AI bot can do career counseling for you, it is a very, very transformative journey for me. So, while doing career counseling in Sanskriti, I always used to feel when universities used to visit my school, that don't talk like this, don't give presentations like this. And I used to talk a lot that, do something else. My students would like to have something else and not the information which is given on the website. And this is how I started being a member of many university forums. And I used to just give my ideas that how can they approach to schools. And this is how I learned that what I'm doing is actually outreach. And this is how I joined Kriya. And so I knew the pain points. I knew what school wants, what a counselor, students, and parents want. So as a university outreach professional, that helped me a lot. That knowledge, that base helped me a lot. And then according to that, I designed my programs and I changed my approach in doing the outreach for Kriya University.
Fantastic. And since you're talking about an Indian university outreach, Megha, do you want to shed some light about some of your important achievements, experiences while representing an international university?
Absolutely, Bhavya. I would love to do that. So I've been into the field of international education marketing now, I think close to about 16 years now. And I've been on both the sides, I would say. I've worked for leading institutions, and I think, as Meenu ma'am was rightly saying, outreach has really evolved. I go back maybe to another 10 years and I see how we would do outreach. So it's very much focused in terms of just doing university fairs, talking to counselors. I think now there are a lot of ways that are coming up. You're doing more focused sessions with students. You're also trying to understand what they exactly need. There's also a lot of scope for schools and universities to work together. So I've seen that change, which has been very interesting. And I think with Grok, it's just been over a year. So I've come on the other side wherein I was an international university representative to now managing a team of international university representatives. And it's been very fulfilling because you can give your expertise and you can still continue to learn with them. So it's been a very rewarding experience, very rewarding 16 years into this particular sector, and still continuing to learn so much about it. But yeah, the theme of the conversation today, which is collaboration, I think that holds the key to the evolution of this sector. That's what I feel.
Zoya, your thoughts?
No, I just think it's beautiful how we started this conversation about bringing in experience to what we're doing today. That also means identifying the evolution, like how Meenu ma'am was just saying, how it's changed from '96 to now. I think capturing that, learning from that, and bringing in what's new and how we can do this better. Actually, what's new and how we can do this better to collaborate in the new fashion that we need to. I think everyone's talking about it, but in terms of actionables, I think people are still a little lost as to how we can execute collaboration more efficiently, more effectively, where we can bring people to the same, to the same table. Everyone's having conversations which are important but not similar and repetitive in different forums. So I think that's a great, we'll be bringing a very sophisticated panel to this conversation today.
No, I mean they are very. I have had very candid, interesting conversations with them, of course off camera. But I know, I mean, I know both of them personally as people who are extremely honest, and they've literally guided me through a lot of things. So, Meenu ma'am, I want to know what have been the challenges, like as someone representing an Indian university. What do you think particularly have been the challenges when you are working with schools, especially counselors like our school counselors? What have been your particular challenges?
You have touched the nerve.
Yeah.
So, and I will give a very honest opinion without any offense. As an Indian university professional, earlier when I was a school counselor, I never noticed any difference. For me, every university was important because I have different kinds of students, and somebody would like to go to India, somebody would like to study abroad. So for me, everybody was important. But when I go to schools, when I went to schools as a university professional, what I found that there is a distinct, difference between the international universities and the Indian universities. I won't mind saying kind of respect. I never faced a problem because I'm like little old in the industry, so I love everyone. Everybody loves me. I never faced a problem. But what I got to know from my team or from the other university reps, that they always felt that schools were not so welcoming for the Indian universities. They were more welcoming for the foreign universities, because maybe people feel that, that if foreign university professional has come, they are here only, maybe once a year or twice a year. Indian university, I can always call her up and I can, ask about later. So I think there is a kind of mindset, they feel that what foreign university can offer, or Indian university cannot offer. This is not the case. I think that thing needs to come up.
But
What do you feel, Bhavya? You've just executed a beautiful fair, had a very successful, audience and university coming in.
I feel that's it's just about uh, less Indian university. I think Indian university outreach started pretty late. So the concept, I mean, like I know I remember my first fair was in 2014, while I was working with an agent in an agency setup. And I did not even think of an Indian university back then, right? So I think the concept of outreach, marketing for me also, and just like for schools, actually started with foreign institutions, right? And I didn't even see a lot of Indian people representing foreign institutions back then. We used to have people traveling back and forth from the universities all the time, even if they are of Indian origin. So I personally feel that it's got a lot to do with that too, because the concept of fairs or outreach, it's still instilled as foreign university concept. But yeah, I feel it's changed a lot. I have personally learned so much about Indian universities in the last couple of years. I was only doing overseas. But what about you? Like Megha, do you feel that there's been a differentiation? How do you feel foreign university representatives are being treated?
I feel that definitely there's been an evolution, what Meenu ma'am kind of like rightly pointed out earlier. When I would go and do fairs, I would definitely, when you interact with colleagues from Indian institutions, you would see that yes, there is some kind of a differentiation. But I think over a period of years, it's kind of like really evolved. Now I feel that the way Indian institutions have been doing outreach, there is so much that international universities can learn, and I think Meenu ma'am and there are other stellar outreach professionals who've come up with these very interesting outreach concepts that, if I talk about it, I feel that there's a lot that university reps from international universities that are based out of India. There's so much to learn from that. So I think yes, there was some kind of a difference, but then I think that distance is now getting reduced in a way. And I feel that if you look at premier Indian institutions these days and you look at their initiatives, there's more involvement from the high school segment in their initiatives as well. That's what I've observed.
Yeah, that's actually true. In fact, I think, Zoya, we are very conveniently calling you the counselor here. You have experience of working with the university as well. So, what has your experience been like? Not just as a counselor, but even when you were on the other side. Like you, I'm sure you have a lot to share here.
Yeah, but like for me, the market was very different, Bhavya. It was back in UAE, so the audience was very different. The market is very different. But the stark difference that I see between UAE and India, at least for now, is how outreach has changed now. In UAE, it was still very simple. They had this happening for many years. In India, I think because just of the simple fact that everyone felt that the university is right here, at least for Indian universities, the ease of access was there. So maybe there wasn't much focus on outreach. And I think outreach in itself and its definition changed. Like social media came in, you could now access a university just over your phone. You know exactly what's happening at what club, and admission officers were reaching out to you with regard to opportunities. And even Megha previously had written this fantastic article about how they're actually doing these summer sessions, and they're doing these online sessions, and that's really added a lot to outreach in very different ways, not in the typical sense. So I think that's one thing that's happened great. But coming back to the topic that we were discussing, everything has gone and updated it themselves, and outreach has updated in its form, but collaboration, I feel, still hasn't. We haven't been able to execute at the level that all of us actually want to. All of us want the benefits of collaboration, but trying to identify where the roadblocks are and what kind of a solution we're bringing in, I think that's something I definitely want to discuss as to how we can do. Like, do you have some thoughts of that, Bhavya?
No, I mean, I know the reason. That's I'm just highlighting it again. I remember back when I met Meenu ma'am in 2016. That's the first thing. I don't even think IC3 was that big yet, And collaboration. She reminded me at that time, and I was new to Delhi, so her conversation with me was, it's important to collaborate. Bhavya, we have to go. IC3 starting. I know Ganesh. We have to do this. And the same exact thing, like from the last 2 years, especially since I've been working with Megha so closely, and I think she's literally been, getting us all into the whole thing with university people, with in all sort of experimental, different, interesting ways, right? So I have loved being part of that. It's not always about what is it you're getting immediately after a conversation. It's more about having more conversations, dialogue, how we can collaborate in different initiatives. And I see a lot of that. And I see, Megha, you seem to have achieved a lot. Do you want to talk a little about your recent experiences and things you've done?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel collaboration is the key. Like, we started the conversation today, highlighting the challenges that, Indian institutions are facing or international universities are facing. The heart of that is outreach professional. Whether you're an outreach professional from an Indian institution or from an international institution, it's a very challenging time to be one, especially with the way dynamics are changing. And it is so important right now that the answer to find solution to these challenges lie in collaboration, and there are various ways that you can collaborate. And like you rightly said, we have to come out of that realm. Collaboration is also a mindset. Imagine when you and Meenu ma'am had that discussion years back. I think at that particular time, I'm sure nobody was even talking about collaboration. I've been a university rep, for I think close to about 14, 15 years. I remember starting my journey and being told to be extremely competitive, don't share data, don't travel together with other reps, when you're doing trips, just keep your outreach to yourself. We never did so much of, sharing of insights on LinkedIn. I think all this has really evolved. And I think why collaboration also becomes very, very important is because, the challenges are the same, and it's going to be always the same pie. And I feel, and that was a conversation me and Zoya were having while we were coming here, everybody will get a piece of that pie. And if you're able to come together, work constructively, you would be able to achieve so much with lesser effort, lesser time, and you're going to enjoy that journey more. So it's not that, I do these collaborative initiatives because, I want to get everyone together and find answers to the challenges. I also do it because I love it, because there is so much of learning that comes out of it. So yeah, that's what
I
I would
actually
say.
have a question for Meenu ma'am then. Ma'am, you've had an experience for such a long time. Do you have any memory of any collaboration where you've been like, okay, wow, this is fantastic, and something like this should continue to happen for the betterment of this education community? Is there something like that you could think of? Some event, a conversation, a
She's
session?
thinking, okay, I have a list of 100.
Yeah.
Which one should I talk about?
the number one. The number one.
Yeah, actually, that is true. So I will start with one. When I joined the university, that was the first day of the lockdown, right? So my first day at the university and first day of lockdown, and all of a sudden everything changed into online. And it was my first experience as an outreach professional. So again, a lot of challenges. So I started with that time. I went back to my school, Sanskriti school, and I said I want to do something for the school. And every university was, trying hard. And from coming from the school background, I knew other universities also, and I gave an idea why don't we do a panel discussion. So that time my principal said, okay, why don't you moderate, and let's invite other people as the panelists. And we did that first event. First online panel discussion happened in Sanskriti.
Wow.
So that was the time, so the first instance from the university was, how can you just do a program with other universities?
Yeah.
I said, but that is what is needed. As a school counselor, I would have loved it, that all the three liberal arts universities are sitting there and discussing something, parents, it will benefit parents and students. So with little difficulty, I convinced them, and we did that event, and that was a big success. And after that, there was a series of panel discussions.
Yeah, we see them happening all the time.
And online. So that day is very close to my heart. Because there was a lot of resistance, as Megha was sharing. There is a lot of resistance initially that, why to collaborate with the other universities, but I always did. As a university professional also, I will not name, but I have helped other foreign as well as Indian universities by helping them curating their outreach.
Yeah.
So I don't see any harm in that. As she rightly said, we talk about a best fit university.
Yes.
So I think it is both ways. Even a university wants a best fit student.
Absolutely.
Otherwise our student support services will be going mad.
I'm loving this panel more and more. I love how ma'am
See,
said.
I told you you're not missing Kaustubh and Pasta. I want them to hear this.
No, I really love the bit you used the word curation, and I think that just sparked something in my head. Curating content very, very specific to maybe your school or your community or that session or the outcome that's required. I think that's the beauty of collaboration. That's what we're all looking for. And you absolutely, you banged, like it was like the nail on the head that collaboration will always come with resistance. There will always be logistical challenges, management challenges, but I think the beauty of it is that we have to cross all those hurdles and ensure that we get to it to kind of execute, because you remember that session, you remember that it came with so much value and people replicated what you did there. I think that's what we're looking forward for too.
Yeah.
And now universities collaborate a lot. I have traveled with the university a lot of times, in the same car, and just because you are spending money, and we talk about the pro-environmental behavior. So it's better to use one vehicle when you're going to the same destination.
But ma'am, being the devil's advocate here, there are many times that it doesn't happen. People are
They
not
don't show
comfortable.
up.
Yeah, people don't show up. They're not comfortable sharing resources or sharing knowledge, and that's where that's I think one of my biggest hurdles with collaboration.
And I think for me also, I can speak on behalf of the counselors. I think I have learned to appreciate university professionals who are far more honest, right? I have made some incredible friends who are representing universities who are absolutely honest. Bhavya, there's another fair, there's another school we'd rather go to, that's a better audience for us. Yeah, absolutely. We understand that, right? But, I think there's a lot of lack of training, lack of sort of work ethic. I think, Zoya, you and I were talking about work ethic, right? So I think those kinds of things that are lacking, and I feel like people like you, Megha, Meenu ma'am, Zoya, I think you all need to talk about this more so that actually we can have university professionals, young people, smart people who are actually leaving their finance careers, their engineering careers, and they're actually coming to education sector. So we want them to be better trained. They, the old school vibe of some a code of ethic, things that we have to follow. I feel I'm sort of starting to miss that a little with when I see more and more young people. Some of them are great, Gen Z. I mean, like, I would love to train them, but I'm not able to. I'm not counseling them. So I feel like, yes, obviously professionals like you would be able to help us there. And I think, Megha, you seem to be doing quite a bit in that area. I seem to love what the Mixer is doing. I feel there's a lot of important conversations and all the kind of articles you've been putting. All of that has been so incredible. I personally sometimes feel that I don't want to talk to her, because every time I speak to this woman, she makes me do something, and it's productive. But she gets the best out of you. So I really like that. So I love how, we are able to positively impact each other. I feel that needs to happen more and more. We want to have meaningful friendships, but something which can also get more, productive collaborations, more conversations around important things, right? Of course, we're all doing this for the student. But yes, I personally feel that that is essential. Any more thoughts? Last thoughts, Zoya?
Oh, nothing. I'm actually taking back a lot to think on. I think that whole ambition and hunger to understand where we can collaborate, I'm going back with a lot of thoughts for myself. I see that, I think it's very comforting to know that all of us have struggled with that. But what's even more beautiful is all of us are struggling to kind of find a solution to it. So that's what I'm going back with today. What about you, ma'am?
I will say that universities and schools need to collaborate more, and for that they need to have an open conversation, an open dialogue where they can share, what a school counselor wants and what a university needs to do. So because both of them need each other, it's not that only university needs to go to the schools or schools need universities. It's both ways. So we need to understand, what is the need of the other institution, and accordingly, I think we can come up with beautiful programs. From the university also, I did a lot of collaborations with schools coming from a psychology background. And I tried to do a need analysis of the school, and then accordingly, we used to curate programs. I think something of that sort has to be done if we want to sustain this knowledge economy. If we want this knowledge economy to thrive in future, we really need to collaborate and have open dialogue.
Sure. What about you, Megha? Last thoughts?
No, absolutely. I think Meenu ma'am's kind of like summarized it really well. There needs to be collaboration within the universities. There has to be collaboration within the schools, and then these both have to collaborate with each other. And I think what's lacking right now is this consistent dialogue between schools and universities. Yes, we do have a lot of panel discussions. Every conference that we go to, we are talking about finding ways to resolve this, because unless as a university rep, you're not able to understand what the school really wants, it's of no purpose. Like, these days we have like numerous school events happening, but then that's what me and Zoya were discussing also. Universities do go back, and there's always a question mark around the ROI, right? And I think you, me, Zoya have had multiple conversations, and I think something that has come out of these conversations have been the numerous informal, formal dialogues that we have been able to come up with, whether that was like a picnic that we organized wherein we got university reps and counselors together, or we did a very focused session wherein we were talking about what's happening in the market.
Or when you're making us focus on our health and play badminton.
Absolutely.
It's as
Why not?
simple as that. As simple
Because
as
I
that.
feel that, wherever you're going, there's a platform to talk. Whether you are in a very formal setting and then you're kind of like talking about it, or even while you're playing a game of badminton, there is so much that you can actually learn from each other. And as we are looking at the future outlook for the education sector, you can't shape it without collaboration. Anyone who's thinking that, it's the time to get more competitive, you're actually kind of like way behind.
Yes.
In terms of your thing.
And that is so contradictory. We keep telling students that learn 4 C's for future, that is creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. But what are we doing as institutes? We also need to collaborate. It is as simple as that.
So I think on that will be my highlight for the day. I think 2 professionals, people who have been exemplary in terms of the work they've done. and they are saying collaborate, guys. So let's focus on collaborating. Thank you so much, Meenu ma'am. Thank you, Megha,
Thank you.
for being here, and thank you, Zoya, for sharing the couch with me as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.